Hello, hello, and welcome back to the Creative Business Mindset Podcast. I am your host, Jane Bellante. Welcome, welcome. And today we're talking about something every creative entrepreneur experiences at one point or another. I've experienced it so many times. What to do when your business starts to feel hard and how to stay motivated anyways. So you could be live with me. This is Motivation Monday, 10 a.m. Central Time in my free Facebook group, the Limitless Creators Hub. Or you could be watching the replay on YouTube or listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, wherever you are. I'm so grateful that you are here. And if this resonates with you and you have biz buddies or people that you think that this would resonate with as well, I sure would appreciate you sharing this with them, because I am on a mission to help creators understand who they are at the core level and why that is the foundation for our business. So even when we love what we do, even when we're creating from our soul, or it feels like we're creating from our soul, there are moments, days, weeks, months, sometimes even years, when it feels like everything's an uphill battle. So today I want to give you a powerful reframe, because this feeling of hard, it doesn't mean that you're doing it wrong. And the fact that things feel hard, it doesn't mean that you're not cut out for this. And listen, I have said this to myself so many times, okay? So I am right here with you if this is resonating with you. But what I am about to share is going to help you move through this season with grace and power and purpose and all of the good things that we started our business for. Like the reason we started our business. Welcome to the Creative Business Mindset Podcast, the show where creativity meets strategy and mindset meets success. I'm Jane Bellante, artist, coach, and creative entrepreneur, here to help you break free from self-doubt, clear limiting beliefs, and build a business that aligns with who you truly are. Each week, we dive into the mindset shifts, visibility strategies, and creative breakthroughs that help you turn your passion into a thriving business without burnout, overthinking, or perfectionism holding you back. If you're ready to step into your power, create with confidence, and grow a business you love, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. So, I am once again not getting any comments or anything on my computer screen here. So let me just open this in Facebook and see who is here. I think Pam is here. Welcome, 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 welcome. Okay. So let's start with the truth today. Why your business feels hard sometimes. And just understand that we do go through seasons. It is kind of like that ebb and flow where things, sometimes they feel super exciting, super easy. You're making good money, or like at least you're making money at all. And then there's seasons where it feels like nothing is working and you're trudging through the mud and you're at the bottom of the lack hole and you feel invisible and you question everything. And I say this with such passion and compassion because this was me. I can spot it really, really quick and easy now, but I have asked myself so many times along this journey of 30 plus years of being a creative entrepreneur, like, why am I still doing this? Like, why is this so hard? Or should I just get a real job, as though what I'm doing isn't real? Right? But that's what we tell ourselves. Melanie's here. Melanie, I'm so excited. I hope that I'm going to see you in an hour. I know you said your week was kind of rough for getting to every one of the challenge days live, but I can't wait to see you there. And so when things feel hard, we start telling ourselves stories like, I'm not good enough, or maybe I never should have done this. I've wasted all this time. My business isn't working. Maybe I should go back to something safe. And the one thing that I always say to myself is like, if I have to go get a real job, is this quote that I heard. I can't credit the person because I don't know who it came from. If anybody that's watching or listening knows, let me know. But it's like, if you aren't building your own dream, then you're building someone else's. So it's the trade-off. Like, we can go hard and work for somebody else for a finite amount of money, right? Or we can work hard for ourselves and be infinite. It's something that I remind myself. But I also say, like, maybe I'm never going to do this, or maybe I'm never going to figure out this business. But the truth of the matter is, business does get hard or feel hard when you're going through periods of growth. And it's the thing that you can't control. Because we want to control what the future looks like. We want to control the outcome. And it's hard when we don't know the outcome. And so we start bringing in things like overthinking and perfectionism and resistance and procrastination. And these are our patterns. These are beliefs, and these are habits. And most likely these beliefs and patterns and habits are outdated, but it's just what we have been running on, probably since we were little kids. Hey, Angela. So excited you're here. So if we do have old beliefs and outdated habits and subconscious patterns that we aren't paying attention to, that makes it harder because we just keep repeating that things are hard over and over in our head, whether we're even knowing we're doing it or not. And that makes our business and, our lives feel hard. So this is where the identity pillar comes in. This is why I start with identity, because if we don't know who we are and where we're working from, how can we build a strong foundation for our business? We can't. That's when we're all over the place doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. And we're looking at our patterns, we're going, why does this keep happening? Why does this keep happening? Why does this keep happening? Right? It's because our old beliefs, our old patterns, and our old habits are stuck in our brain, and it's going over and over and over, right? Hey, Kim and Michelle, welcome, my friends. So if you've followed me for a while, you know that I start with identity. If you've taken my programs, you know I start with identity, because your business is a reflection of your beliefs about yourself. As within, so without. As above, so below. You can think about it either of those ways. Your business is a reflection of your beliefs about yourself. And I'm not talking about this, prefrontal cortex, this, conscious thinking. Of course I believe in myself. Of course I'm worthy. Of course I can handle this. Of course I can handle money, like whatever it is. I'm not talking about that portion of your beliefs about yourself, because we can say anything we want. It is the subconscious belief that I am talking about, that pattern that repeats itself over and over and over and over. So when your business feels hard, who are you being? And that's capital B-E-I-N-G. Who are you being? Are you being someone that is at the bottom of the lack hole, or that is like taking that pickaxe and climbing up the lack hole, but then you just keep slipping down a little bit more, and then you climb back up, and then you keep slipping back down, and climb back up, and keep slipping back down, right? And I can laugh about this because this was me. And I have these same patterns. I am just like you. I can just identify them faster now. So thinking of who are you being? Are you operating from the identity of a stuck, overwhelmed, and burned out version of you? Like, I really want you to think about that. Are you operating from stuck? Are you operating from overwhelmed? And are you operating from burned out? And stuck could mean spinning too many plates at the same time. Stuck could mean you're not doing anything and you're just sitting on the couch watching The Real Housewives. Like, back, there's levels of stuck, right? Stuck in hustle. That is another. That is another level of stuck, right? Stuck in the hustle, never letting yourself rest, constantly thinking, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, right? That's stuck. Or are you choosing to operate from the identity of this visionary you, the version of you that has the business that you want? Two different levels of identity. One is down in the lack hole and the other is on top, climbed out, not going back. And when your business feels like it's hard, I want you to know that this is not the time to give up. And I have seen my own self getting on to whatever the job places are, Indeed or whatever, okay, and trying to find a job, oh my God, maybe I should just stop this. This is ridiculous. Maybe I should look, maybe the perfect job will be out there for me. Always realizing that I can build my own dream or I can build somebody else's, right? Which is why I've never given up. But when your business feels hard, this is generally a period of growth for you that we can't control, so we sink back into our lack patterns. And what I want you to know is that it's like when you start feeling, oh, this is so hard, it is time to double down on the identity of the person that you're becoming, the identity of the business owner that already has what you want. She knows how to move through the hard. She trusts herself. She rests when she needs to. And she keeps an eye on her vision. You've heard me say the archer pulling back the arch and aiming for the bullseye, right? You keep your eye on the vision, even if it's the arrow is not straight. You're going to get there. Your eye is on the prize. And it's not just on the problem that exists in front of you. It is I know that I am pure potentiality. So is this making sense? That dang subconscious, Kimberly says. Yeah. Preach. I am there right now. And what do you mean I'm there right now when you say that, Kim? Because I can't even remember what I said just a second ago. So what do you mean when you say I'm there right now? Is that excited, keeping your eye on the prize? Or is that in the lack hole? Do tell. So I want to give you some ways to stay motivated when it feels hard. And these, you can think of them as strategies if you want to think of them as strategies, but it helps you stay connected to the identity of the business owner that you wish to be. And I understand what it feels like, and I'm sure you do, when your motivation feels like it's gone. Like I said, I have been there more times than not. Opening my computer and looking for that perfect job's just going to show up out of nowhere, right? And it never does. Why? Because that's not what I'm supposed to be doing. But I understand what it feels like for your motivation for your business to be gone when it feels hard. And just understanding that the hard is the growth. Slipping back. I was thinking I need to look for another job. Yeah. Michelle says this makes so much sense. Yes, Kimberly. So let's use these strategies today. And the first one is reconnecting with your why. Because one thing I want to say too, before I even get into this reconnect with your why, is that it's really easy to slip back down into the lack hole if you don't keep yourself surrounded with people like minds, and reading things that are going to keep you out of the lack hole, listening to podcasts like this, by the way, that are going to keep you out of the lack hole, surrounding yourself, the people in your room are the people that want the same thing that you want, that understand what it's like to run a business, but not only run a business, but be successful at it. We can question ourselves over and over and over, but all that's going to do is keep us in the lack hole, okay? And Kim, if you want to join today's challenge, I think it will really speak with you. So if you want to pop on at 11 o'clock, and this goes for anybody, if you want to pop on, let me know. I know that some of you are signed up for it already, but I really do feel like, Kim, if you joined today and even just listened, that it will make an impact on what you're feeling. And I understand what you're feeling so much. So, oh my goodness, so true. Okay, so let's reconnect. Why did you start your business? Why did you start your business? And I want you to be brutally honest with yourself. Because like when I was 19 years old and I was making jewelry and I was selling it out of the back of my trunk at a flea market, I didn't know why I started my business. Like sometimes we just fall into it, and I never stopped. But when I wanted to make it like a real business with real money, I had to understand, why did I start this? It's because I want to make stuff and sell it. And making stuff can be anything. Like now I make content that helps people understand how to align themselves with their true identities in their business so they can have a successful business. I also still love to journal. I also still love mixed media art, right? Why did I start this? I want to make stuff and sell it. Because that feels like freedom to me. So that's the second question. What did you want to feel, create, or experience? And I've always wanted to feel free. Like I'm not tied down to anything. And my business started to feel heavy like that. Like I just wasn't loving it. I just felt like so tied down. So the questions are, right, and I want you to write the answers to these. Why did you start this business in the first place? And what did you want to feel, create, or experience? So I want you to write this down, and I want you to put it somewhere that you can see it every single day. So like take a sticky note and put it on your computer, like wherever you're going to see it every single day. Because reminding yourself of that reminds you to, and helps you to ground yourself. It helps you to ground yourself. So the second strategy that you can use is checking in with your energy. Because sometimes we think we need to do more. We need to put more offers out. We need to, create more art and sell more art. We need to get into more shows. We need to put more programs out there, whatever, okay? Sometimes we just think we need more. But really what it is we need to shift our energy. Because where are you operating from? If you're operating from fear, what does your energy feel like? And somebody answer that. If you're operating from fear, what does your energy feel like? Put that in the comments. And if you're operating from trust, what does that feel like? So I will wait for someone to answer in the comments. Are you operating from fear? What does that feel like? What does operating from fear feel like? Or are you operating from trust? And what does operating from trust feel like? And I'm talking like the feelings in your body. Pam says low frequency, right? Fear equals low energy. Yep. Yeah, and what does it feel like in your body? Chaotic. Kimberly says chaotic. That's so good. Right? That keeps us bouncing all over the place. That keeps us spinning the plates. That keeps us forcing. That keeps us second guessing. That keeps us telling ourselves, I don't know if I'm ever going to do this. Right? Okay, so then what does operating from trust feel like? Put that in the comments. What does operating from trust feel like in your body? Put that in the comments. I am waiting. And I know there's a lag. I am waiting. Because now we know what it feels like to operate from fear, right? I lost my comments. Angela says fear is hamster in a treadmill. I love that. Melanie says operating from trust is exciting and scary. So I'm going to challenge you on that, because if you trusted, would you be scared? Because that's still like excited. Or unless you're saying like one is exciting, one is scary. Trust feels like ease. It does. It does. Okay, so that's asking yourself, where is my energy at? Am I fearing or am I trusting? Okay, so again, we're reconnecting with why you started this business in the first place and what you wanted to feel, create, or experience. And then we're checking in with our energy. Where are we operating from? Fear or are we operating from trust? Melanie says, I left my part-time job last week to focus on our business growth. That's awesome. And so, like, if you could just drop the scary and trust that this was the right thing for you to do because that's why you did it. So the third strategy is create before you consume. So before you are about to scroll on social media, before you're about to compare yourself with somebody else, before you're about to second guess yourself, tell yourself, I'm not worthy, tell yourself, I need to get another job, I want you to create something instead. So we're taking that fear energy and we're turning it into creation. So maybe you're going to go journal. Maybe you're going to paint. Maybe you're going to sketch. Maybe you're going to teach something. Maybe you're going to go out to your property and create something beautiful. Angela, you know that one was for you. Maybe you're going to post something super vulnerable that you've never allowed yourself to do before. But I want you to create something real instead of scrolling, instead of comparing, and instead of second guessing. Create instead. So like you'll notice yourself like getting your phone and whatever, starting to scroll, right? I want you to put your phone down and go create something. And it could be super quick. It doesn't matter. I want you to create something, right? Paint, sketch, teach, post, whatever it is. Michelle says, trust feels peaceful and joyful. It does. It's crazy. Like, can we even allow ourselves to feel that? Because we're so used to feeling the fear. We're so used to being in the lack hole. And trust just feels like, yes, like, whoa. Feels good. Okay, so moving on. I don't want to be here forever because I have my challenge at 11 o'clock. So I can go down this rabbit hole for a long time. Okay, so the fourth strategy is celebrating micro wins, right? What you focus on grows. So what we tend to focus on is lack. This isn't working. I'm not making enough money. There's never enough. I'm not supported. Like all of those things. We focus on whatever it is that takes us into the lack hole. And what I want to tell you is that a really quick and easy shift is to celebrate these micro wins. Because if you're looking for wins, you will see more wins than you will see lack. What you focus on grows, right? So we don't want to wait for this huge milestone to feel proud. We want to celebrate. So maybe you put an email out and you haven't done that in a long time. Maybe you posted a piece of art and you haven't done that in a long time. Maybe you just created a whole new platform for your membership group. Wink, wink. And she is celebrating, by the way. Maybe you wrote a really good, vulnerable post. Maybe you had an amazing idea that made you feel scared but excited and you followed through on it. Celebrate the small wins because progress is progress. And if we're not noticing our progress, we're not noticing our progress. It makes sense, right? And the fifth strategy is a little bit of a mantra. A lot of bit of a mantra. And that mantra is, it's safe for my business to feel hard sometimes. It is safe for my business to feel hard sometimes. And just remembering that that is where growth comes from. And do we want to sit in our own pattern of lack, or do we want to grow? Because your business, it is safe for your business to feel hard. When you stop resisting the hard, it softens. And it doesn't last forever. It's just growth. And it's recognizing who you are being with the capital B-E in your business. And am I being the business owner that already has this? Am I allowing fear to stop me? Am I telling myself I'm not good enough? Am I telling myself I'm never going to make it? Because your thoughts create your life. So whatever you're telling yourself is true. So if you're telling yourself, I can't, you won't. If you're telling yourself, I can, you will. And it is like, it's an imbalance. What if you just did 51% I can to 49% I can't? And then you just built it up. It doesn't have to be an instant shift, but it can be an instant shift. Michelle, I love you. Really. Angela said if it were easy, everyone would do it. That's true. But trust also equals ease. So if you're trusting yourself, it can feel easy immediately because you already know that it's working. So the hard that you're feeling now, it might actually and likely is the threshold to the next level. Don't back down. Double down on your why. Why did I start this business? I'm a great teacher. I love to create. I know I'm a good artist. Like all of the things that we started our business for, don't back down on that. Recommit. Get excited. Stand up and do a little dance. Don't give up right before it gets good, because your future self is on the other side of that. And guess what? Your future self wants you to win because this is what you want. She's got what you want. Does that make sense? But you have to keep going long enough to actually become her. And it's step by step, right? Bit by bit. Take the chance. Take a leap. Do something that stretches you so far that will help you quantum leap. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are not alone. It's just stuff that we repeat to ourselves that isn't true. And when you understand that, you can understand how powerful you really, really, really are. So my 5-day challenge starts today. The pinned link, or there's a pinned comment. I can see it. Yep. There's a pinned comment that has the link. It's free, or if you want to upgrade to the VIP experience, you get a private class next week, Thursday, from me for $10. So if you want to be a VIP, you sign up for the $10. If you want to get in, you get in free. You got to do it now because the Zoom link is going out in 15 minutes to everybody that signs up before it. If you sign up after 10:45 Central today, you're not going to get today's Zoom link, but you will get the replay. Okay? Sign up because we're starting today with identity, and I have a message that came through me this morning that I know that you will resonate with so much. And this identity, it's your foundation, even if you've been through my programs before. I really and truly feel like this session today will speak to you. So we're going to start with identity today, your foundation. And we're going to walk through steps to get aligned, clear, and more confidently visible in your business, doing what you love instead of shrinking away from it. I don't know if people can see me. Even though I want to be seen, that was me. I want to be seen. Why aren't people seeing me? I wasn't seeing myself. So I guess the takeaway from today is that your next level doesn't have to feel hard. And it just requires you to meet it as the version of you who already knows what's possible. You are 100% possible, 100% of the time. So click the link, get in the challenge, and I will see you Wednesday with another version of the Creative Business Mindset podcast. You can listen on Apple, Spotify, and watch on YouTube. And of course, live right here next week, Monday. So thank you so much for being here. Y'all are so amazing, and I'm so grateful, and I hope to see you in the challenge.